Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to dive into a political firestorm from early February 2026, a moment where a single social media post managed to blend artificial intelligence with some really deep historical tensions. Let's break down exactly what happened. Now, this wasn't just your typical attack from the opposition. This was a direct quote from a key Republican ally. So what on earth could have been in this post to cause that level of shock, especially from within the president's own party? All right, to really get a grip on the outrage, we need to rewind to the night it all went down. It happened during one of those late-night bursts of social media activity that, well, have really become a hallmark of this administration. So picture this. It's the middle of the night. Most of the country is asleep, but the president's social media account is on fire. For 3 straight hours, it's firing off over 60 posts. Most of it was the kind of stuff we've seen before. Claims about the 2020 election, but hidden right in the middle of this flood of content was a 62-second video that was about to cause a major incident. Okay, so what was in this video that set off such a firestorm? Let's take a closer look and dissect it piece by piece. You know, the way this video was put together is really the key here. For almost the entire minute, it's pretty standard political content about voting machines. But then, bam, in those last 2 seconds, it completely shifts gears. Suddenly you see this jarring, AI-generated animation of Barack and Michelle Obama's faces on dancing primates, and the whole thing is set to the song "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." And here's a crucial detail. The White House didn't actually create this video. They just amplified it. It came from a fringe internet creator who's known for this whole theme of reimagining politics as a kind of jungle, with President Trump as the king and his opponents as other animals. So as people started waking up and this video started spreading like wildfire, the White House had to figure out what to do. And well, their story changed a lot in just a few hours. Okay, so their first move, basically to brush it all off. The press secretary came out and tried to frame it as just a harmless Lion King meme, and she accused anyone who's criticizing it of creating fake outrage. Yeah, that Lion King defense, it just didn't stick. The pressure was mounting from pretty much everywhere, and so they switched tactics completely. Around noon, the post just disappeared. It was quietly deleted. And this really lays out that pivot perfectly, right? In the morning, the official line is, "This is just a harmless meme, you guys are overreacting." By the afternoon, the story completely flips to, "Oops, a staffer made a mistake." And not only that, but the president, he never even saw it. And you know, if that blame the staffer defense sounds a little familiar, well, it should. This isn't the first time we've seen this play run. A similar excuse was used back in 2016 for that controversial graphic of Hillary Clinton, and again in 2020 after a video was retweeted showing a supporter yelling a white supremacist slogan. So why the big change in story? It's because the backlash was intense. And the crucial part is, it wasn't just coming from Democrats. It was coming from deep inside the president's own party. Senator Tim Scott's reaction was a real turning point here. He's the only Black Republican in the Senate, and at first you can see he was in disbelief. He literally posted that he was praying it was fake. But once it was confirmed to be real, his tone changed completely. He called it racist and demanded it be taken down. And that really gave cover for other Republicans to voice their own disgust. And yeah, the condemnations started pouring in from all over. We had Republicans like Mike Lawler calling it incredibly offensive. Senator Pete Ricketts basically said you'd have to be unreasonable not to see the racist context. And of course, Democrats like Hakeem Jeffries didn't pull any punches, while major groups like the NAACP called it blatantly racist. Okay, so to really get why this one video had such a massive impact, we need to zoom out a bit. We have to look at the history here and maybe even the strategy behind why this might have happened when it did. So this imagery of comparing Black people to apes, it has a name. It's called simianization. And this isn't just some random insult. It has a really long and really ugly history in America. It's a specific rhetorical weapon born from 19th century scientific racism that was used for generations to dehumanize Black people and justify their oppression. You can almost draw a straight line from the birther conspiracy, which really launched President Trump's political career, right to this. It's like the attack escalated from questioning President Obama's legal status as a citizen to questioning his biological status as a human being. But was this just a thoughtless, racist post, an error by a staffer? Or was there maybe something more strategic going on here? Some analysts think so. It's a political tactic known as the dead cat strategy. The name is pretty graphic, but the idea is simple. If you're in a tough spot politically, you do something so shocking, like throwing a dead cat on the table, that everyone has to talk about that instead of the original problem that was hurting you. And if you look at the timing of this post, it's interesting. This whole firestorm erupted right when the administration was getting hammered on two other huge stories: the chaotic release of millions of pages of Jeffrey Epstein files and a really tense standoff in Washington over a potential government shutdown. And this chart really drives the point home. You can see how, whether it was on purpose or not, this post about the Obamas acted like a giant smokescreen. All the media attention just shifted away from the Epstein files and the shutdown threat, and everyone was talking about this instead. So, what are we left with? Well, this whole incident really raises a huge question for our time, doesn't it? It shows how the newest, most advanced technology we have, like generative AI, can be used to repackage and supercharge the oldest, ugliest hatreds from our past, leaving a permanent digital scar on our history.